What's up, Starcraft fans? Today we're doing Nexus Coop. This is a fan-made co-op mode designed with lore characters in different situations. Once again, if you want to play Nexus Coop, all you have to do is go to Custom, go to Arcade, search Nexus Coop, and then this first option with the orange icon is Nexus Coop. So you can either queue up in a party or you can play by yourself. Either way works. So enter the lobby, and again, you can either play by yourself or play with someone else. So yeah, just click start the game and wait for the thing to load. Here you have the information about Nexus Coop. You can read all about it by pausing, of course, and then go ahead and read these things. As you can see, these are made by Chinese modders. They're pretty good about making this game. You can see that they made all of these commanders. Anyway, this time we will do Gerard DuGalle as requested by Lucerna Sempiternus, who is supporting the Pulse Cannon tier. So, I've played a few games of Gerard DuGalle, about 4 of them, and I've watched 2 by Bauman Marketing, who has helped me understand how this commander works. So, yeah, go ahead and check out Bauman Marketing's channel. He knows more about Nexus Coop than I do. But anyway, what I've learned so far is that the ultimate weapon, the top bar of DuGalle, is really powerful. So I actually want to have longer duration of said top bars to allow me to push more powerfully. I'll play 2 games, or I have played 2 games. On the first replay, the mastery set I use will be Elite Agents because I'll feature DuGalle's bio units, which are Elite Agents, which have, well, they're basically Nova units, but with more options. You have more options for bio units. Also, you have Hellbutts for some reason. And for the third set, I've opted to go for Core Combat Unit Enhance to allow my my units to be more effective. Double resource drop apparently affects the Vulture. When you attack something with it, it has a chance to drop additional pickups, but I don't really make Vultures. I don't like trading with Amon, so without further ado, let's get to the game. The first replay is on Donny Vermillion. I don't remember, I think I played against Zerg here. So, once again, as I mentioned, I went for the Bio Mastery in the second set, and of course that means I'll go Bio for this game. So, for those of you who don't know, DuGalle is the UED commander from Starcraft 1 Brood War. He led a Terran expedition all the way from Earth into the Koprulu sector to try and colonize the area by enslaving the Overmind. Ultimately, he didn't prove successful, and he was, well, long story short, he got carried angry at him, and he tried to escape, but the swarm caught up to him. In a final act of defiance, he basically shot himself. That's what's implied, at least. So, DuGalle starts with this structure. It's actually a structure. It looks like a battlecruiser docked, but in effect it is a structure, as you can see here. So this Olympus has a bit of static defense because it shoots out interceptors. You can see it has this thing here. It has 12 interceptors with 15 range, so it can shoot pretty far. But apparently, if you lose the Olympus, you cannot rebuild it, which is pretty important because, as you can see in this command card, all your units are produced by calling them down from the Olympus. So the Olympus is static defense. It is also your merc compound of sorts, your merc compound. You call down your forces from here, your bio forces at least. So you have the Marines, Marauders, Reapers, Medics, Hellbutts, Ghosts, and of course the static defense thing, which shoots automatically with range 15. So I also like rushing out the engineering bay as DuGalle because that allows him to build this engineering bay. The engineering bay, or rather, the orbital command. The orbital command, of course, allows you to scan and drop your forces directly. So how you do it is use the Olympus. You can scan or just get vision normally and just drop your forces directly onto the field. As you can see, these guards of Apollo, the Marines, have 80 health. They start with 3-3, as you can see here, and they have a stim ability. Also, with the second mastery set, they do have healing over time, which is pretty helpful. The thing is, they cost 400 resources, and for 6 of them, that's about, what? I can't math on, I can't math like this, guys. But 67? That's a rough estimate. 200 for 3. Yeah, that's about 67 per marine, which is actually a good deal. It's a really good deal. Because Rainer's marines cost 50, and they have about half of these guys' health. And they don't have auto heal. So you know what? These marines are a fantastic deal compared to Rainer's marines. You can see them cleaning house right away. And they've already allowed me to start my command. I brought this SCV down for my main base. You can rewind, see the SCV move on the minimap. Okay, so you can see here in the first wave, the roaches are not quite arranged. I saw that the MU Zerg by doing this, by toggling the minimap terrain, and I thought they would send Zerglings, which would automatically attack these and draw aggro from my Olympus. However, it turned out to be roaches, which are ranged, which means I need to draw them in. How I drew them in is I used this ability, the Scythe Disruptor. I used the Scythe Disruptor from the orbital command to aggro these roaches into attacking me. You can see, yeah, it kind of taunts them and sends them to attack the Scythe Disruptor. And now they're getting shot at by the Olympus. You can see these interceptors fly back to safety. Of course, I sent these 2 workers to collect. This is Donny Vermillion after all, where the objective is to collect Xenon crystals before the timer runs out. And each time you collect crystals, the timer resets. So once I've finished this this command center, I think I will also upgrade to an orbital command. Yeah, and it's not upgrading. The orbital command allows you to drop a tech lab on top of a supply depot. Yeah, I know. DuGalle's tech labs work differently. Instead of dropping them on top of, or instead of adding them onto buildings, you drop them onto depots to allow them to upgrade stuff. I'll show that next game. They also have the ability to auto-drop mules. They do drop mules automatically. And also they have the ability to scan. And again, drop those taunting side disruptors. You see Marines cleaning house. I have 12 of them with medics. Okay, so here's a bit of cool fact about co-op maps, Donny Vermillion in particular. At 6 minutes, if you have not attacked the high ground south of player 1's base, the 6-minute wave will drop here. So you can use that to your advantage. You can wait for exactly 6 minutes and then attack this area to intercept this force. So what I did here is I dropped this Odin here called the Alpha Prototype. So it's one of DuGalle's top bars, and you can see it's a giant Thor. I have no idea how they were able to make a Thors with UED technology, since literally Thors came after Starcraft 1, but who cares? None of the Nexus Coop commanders make sense lore-wise, but you know they're really powerful. So you know they're compensating for the fact that they don't really belong in the lore. But anyway, the highlight of this first game I'll play will be these ghosts. These ghosts have a powerful ability to drop a mini nuke on top of these buildings. And the nice thing is that the cooldown is 30 seconds, so they're like Arcturus's the shadow guy. Yeah, the Shadow Ops. Arcturus's ghosts. The difference is the cooldown is only 30 seconds. They can keep dropping them, and they don't need to be rebuilt manually. As you can see, the prototype A thing guy person detonates a nuke upon death. So it's really powerful. Once again, I called a nuke on top of that spot, and I clean it out. Now I send these SCVs to collect. Run this Hades Eye. Drop another nuke. Of course, I'm cloaked, so they will not be able to see me. I have now top bar available. This time I call down... Oh, the Alexander. So the original Alexander. Apparently, the Nexus Coop guys made a synergy that if you're playing... I think... who was that commander? Ariel Hansen with DuGalle. The Alexander will come out infested. But I don't have DuGalle's... Or I don't have Ariel Hansen as my ally. So this Alexander will just come out as a regular battlecruiser, and you can see that it summons it casts fear on all the enemies around, allowing you free reign. So it's basically an immobilization wave of sorts. While you just destroy it, you can see it has 2,000 health. It shoots Yamatos. It rapid fires Yamatos. It also has teleport, which allows you to just yeah, allows you to teleport anywhere and clean out fires. It also has that tear it up the night as its theme. Each of these top bars comes with background music, which is pretty fun. It's really fun. So I just walk up here, take out this hybrid, and you can see it does storm, which deals several tons of damage. I lost, I think, 2 marines there. So I call down more ghosts. The ghosts are expensive. They cost 500 minerals and 500 gas. But you can see they can shoot up, they can shoot down, they have auto cloak, and they can summon those nuke abilities. They also have the ability to lock down. The lockdown is an ability from Starcraft 1 that allows you to disable mechanical units. Actually, it's like Moment of Silence, except they also can't move. So it's more like Temporal Field that works on a single target. So yeah, let's just drop those nukes right there. Make these guys not a thing. So there are 2 main weaknesses to DuGalle's arsenal. He lacks mobility. His army has to run out everywhere they go, and his only option for mobility is the Alexander. The second one is detection. I have to scan every time I want to make something not a thing or build a Robin, and the Robin will just get targeted out of the sky. Or rather, a science vessel. Apologize for that. Science vessel, not a Robin. But that being said, they are really powerful. Just cleaning house, like these enemies aren't even a thing. I mean, to be honest, these enemies are never really a thing. Come on, we're playing co-op. The enemies were never really a thing. You can see I've already cleared half the map, and we're only on the 3rd set. Wait, the 4th set. So I send these guys over here. Although this guy will get intercepted and shot down. That's a bit unfortunate. I use these spooky boys to clean out these roaches. I dropped 2, and you can see I once again used the ability. The fun thing about the ability of the Hades Eye is that they also leave a trail of fire. So it's like a combination of the Emperor's Shadow of Arcturus. There, I remember. It's a combination of Emperor's Shadow and the airstrike from Hot Horner's from Hot Horner with the napalm thing. So this is the final top bar, the Tunguska railgun, which is, you can see it's a siege tank that has the portrait of a warhound, but it deals so much damage with this G ability, which you can see it's a massive storm, and it also has huge single target damage. I think it has 110 DPS, which is tremendous. 110 DPS is pretty insane. You can see the ghosts still have incredible auto attack, and yeah, I don't really lose the ghosts here. The Hades Eye, they're pretty effective. And you can see Suspicious Minds on Tunguska Railgun. It's weird that DuGalle, of all commanders, would have Wings of Liberty music. It feels like he would have the opposite of Wings of Liberty music. As I mentioned earlier, mobility is not DuGalle's strength. So what I opted to do instead is call down 2 of these Hades Eye, and I will have to land a skill shot to prevent this drop from reaching my base, because I don't have options for mobility. So I'll have to land perfect nuke. Which, of course I do. I mean, one Hydros does get landed, but it gets Ladra in the fire. Another wave, but that is right along the path of my forces. So I will absolutely make these guys not a thing. I'm sure there's a lot more excitement to come. Man, these meetings are really fun. See, just eliminating all these guys. As I collect that. Also, drop more nukes here. As I collect that. I send SCV there. While my ghosts are on the way. Build more depots. Scan. And I drop the mini nukes. Make these guys not a thing. Yeah, delete these guys. Next target is this area. I just refire this indiscriminately. Just delete those hybrids. Make them not a thing. Yeah, I just run away from that roach. I can run back to defend my SCV, but you know, he doesn't really need it. Also, another thing you can see is I'm floating so many minerals. The reason I'm floating so many minerals is because I can't really use that to buy marines, because the marines are cooldown based. So if I call down marines, it prevents you from calling down the ghosts. The marines and the ghosts and everyone else on the Olympus has a shared cooldown. Speaking of shared cooldowns, the top bars also have a shared cooldown. So if I use the Alexander, for example, I will not be able to use the Odin. So I'll have to be judicious about which top bars to call. It goes that way. Of course, I do have the option to build the vultures, as I said earlier. DuGalle has an option called on vultures, and they do have the ability to drop resources, but that's like a lot of work, to be honest. So I call on once I get the Scythe Disruptor to lure them in there and allow me to just fire at them all. Delete these guys. And now I delete this area. Alexander is really strong. Again, it makes no sense that it has Wings of Liberty music when clearly Gerard and the UED predate Wings of Liberty. But you know, rule of cool, I guess. I do enjoy the music myself, though. Not gonna lie, it's pretty cool music. Big one. Oh, these guys can't hide. Alright. Annihilate these guys. You can see I'm just massing ghosts at this point. I have so many ghosts. 19 at this point. Clean up the remaining buildings. Just make them not a thing. Delete those thingus. You can see, I don't have any available. Alright. So, I'll send these SCVs to collect that. Meanwhile, I'll just nuke those guys. Just land direct hit like it ain't no thing. The only thing left is to attack the south area. Apparently there's a roach here, so I'll have to, do that. Let's not watch that. We don't need to watch that. Come on, we don't need to see that. Okay. So we have these guys. Just carpet bomb. Just make these guys absolutely not a thing. My goodness. Just delete those guys. Now we push up here. Rain down more justice from above. DuGalle has a static defense. In fact, he has a hive mind emulator. Again, a Wings of Liberty feature. But it costs gas, so I'd rather not conflict between producing ghosts and producing. That is glorious. That is glorious. Oh, they're right over here. Alright then. Woo! These guys have 200 health. I'm not worried about them dying. SCVs making their way. Trust Donnie Vermillion to get you the updates you need. Got a creature here. Alright, there's only one enemy remaining on the map, and that is Molten Sal. So we use the Tunguska railgun to shred Molten Sal. And I'm not kidding. Watch this. Watch this epic 1v1. Woo! Whew. Look at him go. He didn't even last that long. That's insane. Will never be forgotten. This carpet bomb. That's nutty. Ghosts are good units, aren't they? Ghosts are pretty good units. They're the spooky boys. The spooky boys from Earth. Alright. So that'll be the last 3 crystals. And yeah, just eliminate the remaining creep tumors. There are a bunch of Zerglings here, so I'll just make them not. Apparently called down Marines. Nice. They realized that they didn't have an advantage, so they ran back. I think it's because they didn't see that there were ghosts. At first he saw them, he's like, yeah, let's get the Marines! And then they, oh, there's a ghost. Ah, run! Oh no, we're dead. And there it is. That is the first game, featuring ghosts and those mini nukes from the sky. Now let's go to the second game. Second game is on Scythe of Amon, where we need to destroy 5 void slivers on the map. Each void sliver we destroy adds time, but adds health and powers to the remaining void slivers. So, instead of going bio here, I'll go for mass battle cruisers. Of course, you know me, I like me my flying capital ships, as opposed to the swimming capital ships. Anyway, I'll need to spend my gas here on mech instead of bio. For that reason, I've opted instead to put my second mass reset in the defense matrix on mechanical units. Start with a depot here, and then I want to rush out my orbital command, so I'll go engineering bay after depot at 15 supply. I'm not sure, by the way, if this is optimal. It's probably not optimal. I don't really play Nexus Coop outside of these videos, or you know, the practice sessions for these videos. But you know, I do try to present myself, or rather, at least present concepts that work. Of course, if you guys want to know about more about Nexus Coop, you might want to check the comments down below. Or if you know more about Nexus Coop than I do, go ahead and comment, because as I mentioned before, this is like my 4th game as DuGalle, if you don't count the Proving Ground game. So I'm not really familiar with the strategy stuff, the intricate strategy stuff, the build orders, the mastery choices, the unit choices going to here. I just go by what looks like fun. So if you want to know about what works in Nexus Coop, works better at least, because let's be honest, everything in Nexus Coop works. You just need to know how to use it. But yeah, if you want to know more about them, you might want to visit their forums. I think I link them in every or their Discord. I think I link them in every single one of these videos. I also have yeah, guys in the comments who do talk about the game, or at least Nexus Coop. So please feel free to refer down below, or better yet, if you know the game, please do tell us more about Nexus Coop. So after the factory, I go for the starport. It's still there's still a tech tree. The barracks was taken out of the tech tree, but it's still there. We still need to make a factory and then a starport and a fusion core before we can make battlecruiser upgrades. So my mistake in the first game was I kind of put the buildings far too far in front of my Olympus. This time I recessed them a little bit here, so that the enemies would naturally walk towards Olympus. Starport's done. Now I start the fusion core, which will allow me to build battlecruisers. So this is what I was talking about. I called that the tech lab thingy on the advanced technology laboratory. I dropped that upgrade down from a depot. Okay, second round enemies Tehran. You can see these guys waltzing into range, but not all of them. So I have to aggro them to my Olympus by attack moving an SCV. I attack move an SCV over here, and then when they aggro, I just run back. By the way, another cheeky move. In case you weren't watching the minimap, I set an SCV on a sneaky path downstairs, around the back, and then up here, and then built this command center with an oral command. It's how I take my fast expansion on this map. And yeah, it turns out it works on Nexus Coop commanders as well. So yeah, from here I can get these upgrades for the Goliaths, the Vultures, the Raven, the Vikings, or the Valkyries, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Banshees? Oh yeah, the Vikings, the Science Vessels, and the Battlecruisers. There it is. Okay, so first thing, once again, you don't need vision to drop the Alpha prototype. You just need to be able to click on pathable terrain. So I drop it over here. I walk it over here. I'm ignoring their fire for now because I want to get them all in this big circle over here, so I can smash them and make them not a thing. Wow, look at those fireworks though. It is actually fireworks. Alright, so you can see my first battlecruiser set. I teleported right here right away. It's like it's similar to Han and Horner's battlecruiser in the sense that you can switch between a rapid fire attack with batteries and a singular mini Yamato attack. So I've opted for the Yamato attack this time because I'm shooting down the Void Shard. Move my orbital in place. Just keep causing chaos with my Odin. Okay, and again it detonates nuke upon death, which eliminates that Void Shard or that Void Rift. Just beautiful. So second battlecruiser on the way, as well as +1 attack. It's on the way, as well as the Yamato. The mini Yamato from the battlecruiser. 2 battlecruisers so far, with SCVs on the way. To harvest, I usually pick 9 SCVs to saturate. Okay, so I want to aggro these guys because I want to actually save the bonus this time. So I use this side distributor to bait them into not attacking the bonus. It didn't quite work, but my next top bar will be here soon. Ah, there it is. It's available. Here it is. So I recessed my defense here, so my my Olympus can also shoot its carrier stuff. Meanwhile, the Alexander is going on offense. It cleans out all these guys, makes them absolutely not a thing. So there are a few stragglers here, and I morph these. I teleport these battlecruisers here to clean out the pylons, while the valuable Alexander instead goes in offense. It teleports right to the farthest shard. Usually, this shard is saved for last by players, but I'm not most players, so I teleport the Alexander right here. I just right-click. You can see I right-click the shard, the last shard, and eliminate second. And you can see. It's pretty effective. And yeah, that's a lot of value for the Alexander. So, as you can see, if you recall, I did 3 things with Alexander. I escorted and ultimately saved the bonus objective. I teleported here to the last main objective and just right-clicked to death. And I teleported all the way back here into the attack wave to completely delete it before it even lands. So that's how powerful the Alexander is. I'm so glad I was able to pull that off. My goodness, you wouldn't believe how hard it is to pull off. Because probably guys like Tutu can pull that off in their sleep, but I'm not like Tutu, so I just gotta do whatever I can. I think I got lucky in that time as well. So far, I have, yeah, 5 battlecruisers you can see here. I'm building a second starport here because the battlecruisers only cost 210 gas. They cost 280 minerals to 210 gas, which is why I can afford to build 2 of them, or rather, 4 of them at a time from 2 starports. I switch into the Yamato mode and clean out this area of buildings. You can see I shoot down the auto Yamato, and then the quick Yamato. Yeah, just I switch into the rapid fire mode, so I can clean out the stragglers. And I move toward this area. Drop this thing here. The Scythe Stupter. Alright, make these guys not a thing. Delete that. So this one's one of them was getting low. Only has 550. It's like a regular battlecruiser. So I just teleport this guy here to get some of that repair stuff. I'll let these SCVs repair that, then send them back to work. Meanwhile, still getting upgrades. I'm getting +3 attack now. I have both upgrades here, so the battlecruiser upgrades are at the bottom 2, so you want to get that. Of course, something else to note: the battlecruisers and the ghosts aren't your only units, but I only have time for 2 games, so these are the only ones I'm showing you. I think he also has the option to build vultures, Goliaths, and siege tanks, so feel free to get those. The fun part about trivia, these factories are the same ones you have in Starcraft 1, except siege tanks is in the 2nd spot, and Goliaths are in the 3rd spot. Oh, by the way, here's the last bonus, the Tunguska railgun. As you can see, I'm just yeah, it has pretty long range. So I just keep scanning over here and give that vision to delete that void shard on its own. So I've already done 3 shards. So I teleport in this spot to allow the bonus a clear path toward its 2nd spot. And of course, I still want to escort, protect the bonus from taking too much damage. So I shoot these down. Make these guys not a thing. Alright. I switch to the rapid fire mode. That cleans out a lot of the stuff down there. Some stragglers will make their way to my base and eventually find this Olympus ready to greet them. The carrier. Just ready to delete these guys' faces. So yeah, look at that escort. The giant war prism escorted by a mass of battlecruisers, an actual mass. Start repairing. You can see I'm still producing multiple at a time. I'm on my 11th battlecruiser, just making more and more battlecruisers. I'm floating a lot of minerals, so I might as well call down these marines. I can call them down as a mineral dump, because might as well, right? Now I start marching into here. I believe it's time. I believe I decided to pull the trigger here. Can use scans, delete those guys. And these guys are getting attacked. I just pulled it back. I try to Yamato these death crystals, but turns out they were just left over from the previous objective. So yeah, just right click the shard. I've cleaned out all the defenses. So all I need to do is finish this off. There it is. Battlecruisers just spamming Yamato at the hybrid, at the void shard, or void sliver, as Larak calls it. I'm on 15 battlecruisers. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Bonus is doing its work. And now, for the coup de grace, I use the Alexander on this final objective. I try to clean out this attack wave, or at least whatever I can of it, just to show how versatile Alexander really is. I teleport it back here, and I just right click it on here. I use this Scythe Stupter to distract him for a bit. But as you can see, I'm just gonna oh, it's not taking damage yet. There it is. Now I'm right clicking here. I'm just right clicking on this this void shard. Apparently it also benefits from armor upgrades. Nice. Yeah, I just it just goes down. Alexander's so good. This is the last objective, by the way. The final objective on Scythe of Amon. And Alexander effectively soloed it. He soloed it. And that shows how powerful Alexander is. And I still have battle cruisers left over in case it doesn't work. Alright, I believe that's all the time we have for today. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. If you have an idea of what else to do, please leave that in a comment. Fun Commander. I'll see you guys next time.